I've built my agent that reads my content briefs, that reads my tasks on my Jira dashboard or my Azure dashboard, takes all the requirements in, asks me any clarifying questions. I just give orders and then it just goes and does stuff. It writes, it researches, it executes, and I don't even need to touch it. In the last few days, I've realized something. Most people think that they are using AI, but they are not. Like, you guys are miles ahead if you don't know what I'm talking about in this video. Because there's a version of AI that assists you, and there's a version of AI that does things for you. And the gap between those two people is growing every single day. Okay, stop. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what these agents or what these autonomous robot-like creatures look like in real world and the real mindset shift that you guys need to make in your day-to-day job. Because believe me, Claude code is coming really close to your local AGI. I mean, I said it out loud. If you don't know about these things and you watch my channel, you guys are living under the rock. And by the way, this video is not about how to build AI agents, because that is a separate topic in itself, and I can make, a bunch of videos, maybe a playlist or even a long video on that topic on how I use AI agents, how I've built them. I can do a coded AI agents part and then, a no code AI agents part using N8N and make.com and all those tools. But this video specifically, this is about the mindset shift that I want you guys to have so that you don't fall behind in this ever fast moving world. Let's get started. So as I mentioned, there are two types of people right now. Number one is the prompter. They will just give a prompt or ask something to ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or whatever chat bot they use, the chat bot that they call their AI tool. They'll ask it to summarize something, write a report or maybe to understand something. I'll even say that you might even be spitting out code or actual logic stuff from these LLMs or your AI tools. And all that is fine. Like, by all means, these chatbots were designed to be able to do those things, to be able to have a back and forth, to be able to understand something that you do not understand. Unfortunately, using them might make you feel really productive when you are not. Like, believe me, you are so far behind people who are graduated or progressed to the next stage of AI, because there is this type 2 people who are the orchestrators / directors of AI agents. They have built like full-blown systems. They have agents running their workflows while they sleep or do something else or work on the things that they want to work on, because they have automated that boring stuff to AI. Because they are not asking AI to help them do things. They are asking AI to do things for them in the first place. And AI just goes and executes. So you see, the bottleneck now is not knowing how to execute things, because AI knows a lot more than you. It is thinking clearly about what you want to build end to end, and then delegating that. And this is the uncomfortable truth that I want to tell you guys. And that is that if you're still in the type 1 mode, using ChatGPT or an LLM to answer questions, to use these tools as a search engine in place of Google, that is all fine. That is a really good start. But you guys are not keeping up. You think you are, but you are not. And most people, like the people who are not tech savvy or people who are not nerding about the latest advancements in AI or are nerding on tech Twitter, just tweeting stuff and trying out new stuff, I think that's just 3 to 5% of the overall population. So most people are in camp A, and even companies are in pilot mode right now. So there is this window of opportunity for all you guys to learn these skills, invest some time and energy and resources in learning these AI skills, building AI systems and agents, and then just go bonkers, automating your life, earn a bunch of money, build stuff, sell stuff. There's an enormous opportunity that we all are sitting on. And that's what I'm talking about in this video. And I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are like, but well, agents are for, technical people, for engineers, for AI people and, techies and stuff. But I am here to tell you that they are not. Like, people from all sorts of backgrounds are building AI agents, because there's one thing to build an LLM that requires AI engineering, and you have to have a master's and a PhD, or even if not, you need to have a lot of math and engineering involved in developing the LLM. But AI agents use LLMs as their baseline, and they are an abstraction over them. You don't need to learn like math and stuff. Obviously, you need to be a bit technical. If you are not, you can learn to be that. You can develop that aptitude. But then once you get a hang of it, you can just go bizarres. And again, like, it is easier said than done. And why I'm so enthusiastic and why I'm telling all these things to you guys is because I want you to not miss out on this opportunity. So even if you're not in this field, you can just invest some time. We are in this enormous blue ocean opportunity for the first time, where there's like so many opportunities popping up every single day. If you just have the right tool sets, I think you can make a lot of stuff in terms of money and creative stuff, fulfilling your desires, creative desires. You will have a lot of opportunities to do these things if you just know the AI jargon. And I'm gonna give you a few examples of how it looks like right now. Like personally for me, I have not written even a single line of code. Like sure, like I have written code, but like not as much as the code that I was, writing when I was learning to code during my masters, or when I was, learning to code in my job and stuff, like my previous job. And even the people who are learning to code today, I think the best way to learn to code is to not learn any syntax. You need to think in terms of code, which is a very different thing than learning syntax. And I think I can make a video series, actually I can make a course on this topic, because nobody's talking about that, on how to think in terms of code and not write code, because coding is actually the bedrock of these LLMs. And if you can learn coding, if you can just learn to understand coding, if you can not just come up with these algorithms and stuff, just understanding and learning what the LLM is spitting out, you are in like way better position than 99% of people in this world. Anyways, what I'm saying is that I have not written a line of code in my day jobs since like a few months. My new job is just reviewing the code that the agents have done, like reviewing the code that agents have produced for somebody else. It is reviewing the presentation or the Excel sheet or the article or the research that the agents have done for those people, and these people are just checking edge cases, just making these judgment calls and corner cases, and that's it. You can search the internet. There's like founders who are running 10, 15, 20, 100 companies at the same time with the help of AI. They don't have thousands of employees, they just have a few employees and AI. And this is what Daniel Priestley and Naval Ravikant, they all talk about, how disruptive this technology is and how much it's going to bring the Googles and the Amazons down, and how much empowerment it's going to give to all the people who want to make big in this world. But to be able to make big, you need to understand the technology that enables all of this. And none of these things are about working extra hard or harder, as was the case till now. Like if you wanted to go ahead, if you wanted to achieve more than other people, you had to work harder, right? But now it has become more like a game of golf, where your planning and your clear thinking and your execution matters more than knowing how to do the stuff. So this is the mental model that nobody's talking about, because when you become a director, your actual job completely changes. Like you are not asking how to do this or how to do that. Let me figure it out and implement it. Obviously the figuring out stuff is there, but it is not the same as the past. The main questions you are asking is, what needs to happen here? In what order do these things need to happen? What is the bottleneck, the moat in this case? And what does done and what does good actually look like? Like you are just setting the architecture. You're just setting the plan for the AI agents to work on. And mind you, setting the plan is a big, arduous, cognitively demanding task in itself, because domain knowledge still matters. And I think it matters even more now, because you are designing the system, because AI is genius, but it is only as good as the person who's operating it. So knowing how to do things matters, although you will not be figuring out how to do things, but it matters, because when these agents do the work and give it to you and you review it, you will be able to judge it if it's good or bad, or if it needs improvement, or you'll be able to find any inconsistencies in the work that it has produced. You see what I'm getting at, right? You can review your agent's work only when you understand what it has produced, right? So personally for me, I know what good code looks like. That's why I can review it, I can make changes to it, I can instruct an AI to take a different approach, right? My knowledge did not become irrelevant, it just became a judgment layer. It just became one of the things that I use. Because like before, 80% of my time was just execution and figuring out stuff, and now it's flipped. 80% of it is planning and reviewing, and only 20% is actual execution. And most of it is just deciding what's right, what's wrong, what looks good, reviewing, as I mentioned, reviewing critically. And this ratio that I'm talking about, 80-20, this has shifted for everybody. It's true for me, it's true for my colleagues, it's true for my friends. Like everybody's seeing this shift in all industries. And the people who figure out that shift, people who are not trying to be the best executors, who are not trying to be the best employees and the hardest workers, and people who are focusing more and more on critical thinking, problem solving, clear thinking, those are the people who are going to stand out and be unstoppable, mark my words, by 2030. I mean, I'm talking about as if I am a connoisseur, but take my word with a pinch of salt. What do you actually do with this information? I mean, this information you could have gotten from any of your AI tools. I'll say 3 moves. Number 1, audit your manual work. Look at all the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis and see what are you doing repeatedly, manually, on a loop, without even thinking. Maybe it's writing a similar email or a similar paper, or making a similar video. That is your first agent. And again, I'm not gonna be diving deep into how to build AI agents in this video because that is, I think, a separate video in itself, but I'm just giving you starting points. Don't start off big, just automate one aspect of your life. Move number 2, stop thinking how. Before you do anything, think of the outcome that you're gonna be aiming for. Like, what does done look like? Like, what does good work look like in this case, in whatever problem that you're trying to solve? And what are the things that somebody, you yourself, or something, in this case an AI agent, what are the things that they can use to complete that task? This clarity is what makes agents work really well. And I want to say that you must have experience in that work. Sure, you must have experience, but people on the internet, they make you believe that you have to have years of experience to be able to build a good AI agent, but that is so not true. You need to be able to have some repetitions, but even if you have done some things like 3 to 5 to 10 times, I think that's enough. If you have written like 5 to 10 good pieces of software, you are good to go and make a coding agent. If you have, made like 10 to 15 different blog posts or articles, you are good to make a writing agent. So I'd say think of the problem that you want to solve, get very clear about it, because vague instructions create bad agents and clear instructions, they get leverage. That's what we want. Move number 3, go build that agent. Pick up any tool. If you're big on coding, pick up Claude Code. That's what I use, but there are other agentic coding tools as well that you can use. If you want to use a low code or a no code platform, like N8N is absolutely blowing up, make.com. These are some of the best tools that you can use in 2026, mark my words. They might not be around till 2028 because they might be replaced by the coding agentic tools, but still, right now, it's a really good entry point to build AI agents. And I'm going to link in the description some of the YouTube channels that, teach the skill of building AI agents on no code platforms completely from scratch, and there is just a bunch of resources you can learn from them. But I really beg you to just go out there, learn these skills. It's gonna pay you big time, irrespective of whatever field, whatever occupation, whatever industry you are in. And as you are getting started, the goal is definitely not to aim for perfection. That is assumed, I would say. The goal at this stage is to feel what it feels like to, just be the instructor of these executors. Because once you feel that, there's no looking back. And as I mentioned, this does not have to be complicated. If you are more technical, I would definitely urge you to explore Claude Code. It is just exploding in popularity with the skills and MCPs and the hooks that they're releasing every single day. The sub agents, they just released agent teams, which allows you to make a teams of agents inside the main coding agent, and then you can go bonkers from there. But if you are not technical, I would highly encourage you to look at tools like N8N, make.com. Start from like Zapier. Like Zapier was supposed to be the automator for the last decade, and now these AI tools have come. They have these LLMs as their brains. They are just being used to automate a bunch of stuff that you could have never imagined. In either of these cases, you'll be building an agent, a sort of a system that takes in instructions, takes in context, produces output, judges itself, and produces more output, and it keeps on going while you sleep. It doesn't matter if you're a developer, if you're a marketer, a student, an entrepreneur. Like, investing some time and energy and resources every single day to learn about AI and to learn how to automate your life, I think is gonna pay you big time. So here's where we are. While most people are prompting, if you are somebody who can build these skills, if you can figure out how to be the director of any particular problem that you want to solve, spin out agents, solve that problem. If you can be the person who has absolute mental clarity while building these systems, you are gonna be so far ahead of everybody else. Like, I'm not even exaggerating for the sake of this video. I know this might feel, very hyped up, and you might feel the FOMO, but I want you to feel the FOMO because, the gap between people who use AI and not use AI, that's gonna widen up big time. And you want to be in the camp of the people who have at least some basic AI literacy, who can make some basic agents, automate some basic tasks. If you still think that, my craft is my art, and, I want to be the great implementer and the great executor, my God, you're gonna suffer by 2030. But if you're not one of those people, that's how you become a 10x, 20x, 100x builder and developer. Thank you guys for watching. If you have stuck around till this time, it really means a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.